What's up, YouTube? So today is currently Thursday. Sorry for not giving any midweek updates at all. But this week actually have not been a good week at all, honestly. But most of my trades, I have been losing, and then this one would have been a big hit on US 30. Let's go to it. Let me load up MetaTrader 5 real quick. So I have been in US 30, and it is where about a couple of my losses came from, besides some other pairs. All right, so these are the trades that we're currently in US 30. I entered on these last night. You guys can kind of see the entry right there. Got in right here at the bottom. And my stop loss was at 32,240. No, 32,140. And as you guys can see, it came up just a little bit short right over here, man. It barely came up short, which I was kind of disappointed about when I first woke up, because now I know it's about to reverse and more than likely come back and hit my stop loss, because it is in the middle of a zone. Very, very, very disappointing that it fell that short. And also, you guys can see here, these are about our trades. A whole lot of stop losses hit. bad week for us. So we can go back to the market. Let's go back to the market. I'm gonna go over a couple trades. Yeah, this is more than likely about to come back and hit my stop losses. So I had entered last night, as you guys saw, right down here. And then when I went to sleep, I want to say it was about up here, right when I had went to sleep. So if I would have just stayed awake for maybe 5, 10, 15, then it's like consolidated. But I mean, it is what it is, out of my control. Fell very short of my TP, which wasn't even all the way at the top of the zone. Okay, if it was at the top of the zone, it would have been at the 250. If I had put it at 140. So my TP was right here, which still like barely fell short of this high over here. So I was just expecting for it to come back up to this high, and it ended up matching up right here. So yeah. What's up, YouTube? To CFX here, and we have now made it to the end of the week. So pretty much just like how you guys saw last time that we talked, it wasn't a great week, and I should have been done trading after Thursday, to be honest, but I decided to hop back in the market Friday, and it still did not go well. Even though I knew what was going to happen, we still lost. And again, I asked this question: how do you lose even when you are prepared for what's about to happen in the market? It's a great question. Pretty sure a lot of us have taken losses after knowing what was about to happen, or knowing the direction of a trade. And let's say you didn't even honestly have a bad entry. You just, I don't know what may have happened in you guys' situation, but mine was pretty crazy, actually. Like, how I lost Friday was actually kind of really crazy, to be honest. But we're about to get into that right now. Get ready, because this is about to be a teaching video. So I mean, it's about to be a long video. So let's get to these charts. All right, y'all. So let's get into it. First, I'm gonna start off with Euro. I do Euro NZD first. So here we have. I was in it for a sale right here because I thought the market was going to still be in consolidation. here we have a resistance, as you guys can see. And my whole reasoning for getting into this sale was because of how this candle was going right here. So I actually had entered right here in this wick, and it was looking to be a fake out, right? Turn my notifications off. So it was looking to be a fake out. And I thought I was about to get ready to sell down, judging by the candlesticks that I was getting before. So just looking at these 3 candlesticks right here, and then leading up to that wick that we was getting, basically was what I look for in order to get in for a trade that I like to take. So right there, I was just taking a trade that I would normally take, right? Nothing different, honestly. Nothing that was different at all. And then you guys can even see, let me go back one more. So this is, actually going to the 5 minute. So as you guys can see, it looked like we was getting major selling pressure right here. All right. It looked like we were getting major selling pressure, which is the impulsive break through this support that was forming right here. So I was on a lower time frame, and I was looking at this support right here, and I was like, okay, it's either going to break this support or it's going to break this resistance right here. And whichever one it breaks, that's mainly the direction that it was going to go in. And we got a very impulsive break right here. Well, it was looking like it was going to be an impulsive break. So that was my whole reasoning for entering this trade, honestly. So once I had entered, you guys saw, basically said, nope, it was a complete fake out and looked like it was just a liquidity grab for people who may have got in for the buy right here and just knocked these buyers out, those right here. And once it knocked them out, boom, it ended up going up. But I should have known for how quickly the market recovered and went back into the zone. So once they had broke and had recovered on this candlestick right here, and then came back and retouched it right here and gave a wick rejection, then I should have known, okay, this is definitely about to buy up. But learning point right there, great learning point. So that was why I ended up losing that trade. Like I said, like nothing different from what I would normally take, honestly. It's the same type of trade that I would take any other day. I probably would take that trade 100 times over, if you want me to be honest. And then it started forming in another form of, or another zone of consolidation. And that was when the sale finally came that I was looking for. So same, I mean, right idea, just should have took it up here. But that was for Euro and ZD. And all it did was go up to this resistance or this zone right here. So it came back in, boom, filled in this area. And it's probably going to come up here and touch again all the way up into this black line and then drop coming into next week. But that's all it did. It just came up into this zone again and drop. So that was all there was for Euro and ZD. Next trade I ended up taking was Euro USD. And here I was taking the retrace to this right here. I thought it was going to be giving a sort of like how over here it touched this area, bought up. I was thinking it was going to do the same thing again, and I was going. We got a lot of wick rejection. We got momentum slowing down, and then it looked pretty good, and it still was a good trade. It just went down a little bit further than I wanted it to, and then it bought up and it would have hit TP, based on our TP here. I was just taking it to the previous high, and here I only lost like 10 pips. That was all I lost. So, like I was saying, right idea again. Market just went a little bit further down than I expected it to. And that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's perfectly fine. At least I know now how to adjust. Probably could set my stop loss definitely a bit further. So like, let's say I would have went with my 50 pips and traded just a 1-to-1 ratio, we would have hit TP, you know. But risk management, I was very conservative on my risk management, and it ended up hurting me this week more so than helping me, honestly. But now let's go to US 30, which is where we took most of our losses this week. We took a lot of losses this week in US 30. So if you guys pay attention to my video that I recorded earlier this week, you know, I was contemplating this buy right here and pretty much knew that it was going to happen. Even played the clip, or I could show the clip right now if I didn't play it already. Yeah, and it's all about lining it up correctly, honestly. Like you was like that. Yeah, it definitely is. But it's very important that you line them up correctly. I don't mark up my fib if the market is in a continuation or trading with the momentum. I only mark up my fib when the market breaks structure. That's the only time I mark up my fib. And I mark up a new fib when it has completed its structure. So what I mean by that is this right here. I didn't mark up my fib until the market had ended up breaking back up above this black line right here, because it had already broke this trend. If I extend this out, you see it had broke this trend, and then that was when I ended up marking on my fib. Boom, I mark up that fib. Then the market completed its structure when over here it broke below this low. So it had broke this low, which is this gray line right here, and then I ended up marking up a new fib. And then the market ended up breaking back above this high, and I could have marked up a fib right here, from here up to here, and I could have traded this sell. But just look at it, right? Like I said, the market is based off calculations. You saw I just marked this fib up. Yeah, I didn't do nothing crazy, but look at where the market pulled right back to. If I was looking for a buy right now, the market ended up pulling right back to this 50% fib level, and now it's consolidating, and we have gotten multiple wick rejection. Where does my negative 61.8 fib line up at from this sell-off right here? Right here in this 50% fib level, and 61.8 fib level zone. You see how my calculations are just lining up with each and every fib?
Yeah.
Like, this is a buying fib. This is a selling fib, but everything lines up perfectly. So is it crazy to say that we may see a buy from here all the way up to this negative 27 next week? No. we could definitely see that. We might see that. And it ended up happening. So I was kind of sick or upset that I did not take that buy because I had all of the confirmation that I needed to take that buy. And I definitely should have hopped in. And once I saw like, oh crap, it did buy up like I was hoping for it or wanting it to. And I was okay. I wonder if it's going to buy up anymore, or I wonder if it's going to buy up again and fill in this area right here, right? So I was wondering if it was going to come and fill in that area in between this zone, between these black lines. So that was when I ended up entering in for the buy right here. So these blue lines right here are all of my 3 entries on the buy. So I took a buy right here, and a buy right here. And all of those ended up, this one got stopped out like right here in this wick. And then this one got stopped out right here where this entry is. And I had ended up taking this final entry and it had ended up getting stopped out like right here. So all 3 buys here got stopped out, but as you guys can see, it did buy up. But before we get to this buy up right here, let's get to these sales. So once it had broke past this zone, then I was pretty much like, okay, if it break past this zone, then the big sale is about to happen that I've been waiting for the past couple weeks. I was expecting the sale to happen right here. If you guys remember me last week in my video, I was saying that if it break past here, I was pretty much expecting for it to fall. And then it ended up coming back up here and breaking again. I was like, okay, you know, we're going to see how the market be in like the next couple minutes when it come back down. And I don't think I didn't end up taking any more trades because I had already hit my goal for that day and my withdrawal didn't complete fast enough. So I didn't take any more trades. But I was like, you know, we're going to come back in a few minutes and see how it does or how it reacts when it gets to that level or whatever. So it had ended up coming to that level. I'm like, okay, now it has broken that level. It broke past this zone right here. I'm like, okay, the big sale is about to happen, right? I was waiting for this sale and we were in profit for a while. We were in profit up here and then boom, it sold down and I had took some re-entries and then it ended up coming all the way back up here. So we ended up breaking even on the entry up here and we ended up losing this entry down here. So since we had broke even up here and lost this entry down here, we basically took a loss, right? We took a loss on this sale right here. So now I'm like, okay, you guys know how I like to trade US 30 and stuff like that, or not really any index. I like to trade zone. All right. So now my zone is kind of destroyed in a sense, right? My zone is kind of destroyed. So I had got rid of this. I had a black line right here, if you guys remember. And that zone here pretty much got destroyed. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait for a moment because I'm trying to figure out like why the market is moving the way it's moving and why is this buy up happening right now. So I had took a break from the market and I had ended up coming back to it Thursday night. So Thursday night was when we had took this buy right here. And you guys remember, no, that was Wednesday, I believe. Wednesday or Thursday night. I had took this buy, right? So I had took my first buy right here, ended up getting stopped out in this drawdown right here because we had ended up coming at break even. So then I had took another entry once I saw that it was still respecting this area, and we ended up coming 20 pips short. So in this whole moment right here, you guys know I have my fib set up from here to here. Had my fib set up. The buy up that I was expecting did happen, but it did not complete the zone. So since it did not come all the way back up to the top of the zone, then in my head, I'm like, okay, it's about to get ready to sell. But I hesitated. I know, terrible me. I hesitated once the head broke past because I was like, okay, since it fell short of completing the zone, filling in the zone again, it's about to get rid of the sale. But where should I take my entry since I did not catch my entry at the top? And I thought about taking it once the head broke past the 50. So when I was, you guys know, when I was on the video, I was like, this trade is more than likely about to come down and break even. And I pretty much had knew that because of how it was moving and what it had already broken through. So I'm like, my trade is more than likely about to come back and hit break even. And it's probably about to sell if it does. But I did not take that sale for whatever reason. I don't know why. I honestly cannot tell you guys why. I just hesitated. And it was a bad move by me, because even though I knew that it was about to sell, I did not take it, and I ended up missing out on this big sale right here, which ended up breaking the zone. So the sale that I was waiting to happen over here, once the head broke past this zone right here, because even if I spread this out, you guys can see the sale that I was waiting for right here had happened over here. So if I had took the same two entries, which was, I had took my first entry right here, boom. Let me line it up. Boom. And then my other entry was right here. Oh, I didn't click it. Here we go. And then the other entry was right here. You guys see, like, I would have made great profit. So like I was saying, the sale that I was waiting to happen over here ended up happening over here when it broke this zone. Same exact zones that I was saying, if it break past this area, it's going to sail down. Right? Which was why I took the sale right here and right here. But I did not take it over here and here because I was thinking, okay, maybe the zone is bigger than I thought, right? Maybe the zone is bigger than I thought, and it's probably going to bounce off right here again and then come back up and fill in this area, right? That's what I was thinking. But no, everything that I had the feeling of before, the analysis that I had before ended up playing out right over here, and it would have been perfect. Even if the bobs, like, you know, everything just played out the way that I wanted it to. And it just ended up falling on the short end of it at the end of the week. So right here, I was I was very upset because I did not take the sale like I had told myself to. And it ended up, you know, hurting me in the end because it ended up doing exactly what I wanted it to do. And everything I was expecting for the market to do, it ended up doing. So I was kind of upset because I was right about the movement, but I just did not execute on the trades. And even right here. So 7 o'clock this morning, or Friday morning, I mean, I was up, I was watching this consolidation process, and I was like, okay, waiting for the CPI to come out, because if the CPI ends up falling or being above 8.3, the market is going to drop. I knew that. If the CPI that was about to be released ended up being above 8.3, the market was going to drop. And it ended up being at an 8.6. And by the time that had happened, and for whatever reason, I can't tell you guys why. I don't know how it happened, why it happened, or whatever the case may have been. You guys see this gap, right? This big gap from the opening and the closing of these candlesticks. So as soon as I had saw that the CPI was at 8.6, I hit the sell button, which was a big mistake on my end because I should have known that the market was going to be moving too fast to pick up my entry that I was trying to get, the entry that I was trying to get was up here. Hence why it's in the middle of this candlestick right here. Like, it was just bad luck. But at this point, I didn't have enough capital in my account due to the losses that I had taken all week. And I did not have enough to go in the drawdown that I had went in. So I ended up getting knocked out of it literally right here at the top of here. Like, if I would have had, let's say, $10 more or $15 more, I would have been able to hold this trade. And I would have caught this whole drop that I was waiting like for it to happen. So again, a situation where I took the right trade, but just got bounced out of it, man. This one probably the one that hurt me the most, honestly, because as soon as I had took the loss, I just closed my laptop. I even looked to see how far I was going to drop because I already knew the market was going to drop. I knew it was going to drop hard too, and that was going to be the trade to basically like get me back up because I knew it. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, I really did know this trade, and I should have just what I should have did, honestly. Well, I should have just went on ahead and entered all the way up here. But I was in the mindset of like, okay, in my head, I knew that if the CPI had was above 8.3, the market was going to drop, but I wasn't fully confident that it was going to be above 8.3. I knew what would happen if we got it above 8.3 and below 8.3. So like, if we get above 8.3, it's going to drop. If it's like at an 8.3 or below 8.3, then the market might recover a little bit and buy up just a little bit. But going off how the world is and how the economy is right now, I should have known it was going to be above 8.3 because if you guys pay attention to inflation right now, like, it's ridiculous. Gas prices are steady going up. Even where I live right now, gas prices are steady going up. Price of food is steady going up. Everything is still steady going up. So I should have known it was going to be above an 8.3, and I should have just took my selling entry right here because I was looking at it like before this drop even happened. And I was just waiting for it to I was just waiting for the news to come out. So that's what ended up happening in this trade right here. And when I entered on MetaTrader 5 on my phone, it lagged like very, very, very heavily. It lagged really, really bad. And it ended up putting me in the middle of this candlestick, and I just didn't survive the drawdown that ended up happening because if you guys, well, you're going to be able to see it on here. But on my phone, I have the trade history set up to where it's like on my charts. So you guys can see like the arrows of where I entered and the arrows of where it ended up stopping me out. And they're like literally a split second apart because of how the market had ended up lagging on my phone, where I tried to press enter to get into the trade and where it actually had put me in at. So I was very upset about that one, honestly, because even when I had got stopped out, the market wasn't even right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, the market even wasn't even where it had put me in for the entry and where it had stopped me out, because my entry was right here at this red line and it ended up stopping me out up here. But when the market had finally like came back, or started back moving correctly and stuff like that, it had came up here. I was like, okay, this is where my entry is. And then I paid closely attention to the arrows, and I'm like, wait, no, why did it put me in all the way down here? You know what I'm saying? It ended up putting me in all the way down here, and instead of like up here where it was when the market had finally ended up moving or started back moving from when it had lagged. So I was kind of mad about that because I tried to catch the entry up here in the first place. And then when it had lagged, I was like, okay, it's going to put me in right here. But nope, it ended up putting me in right here. And then it had, I guess, the drawdown. It was just a little bit late.
and it ended up knocking me out. So that was what ended up happening in this trade or these trades, and definitely could have brought my account back, and I could have made a lots of money. Could have made a lot of money because let's just say from this entry right here, and it ended up coming down all the way back down to the zone. It went down 682 points. So yeah, I'm very upset about that, but you know, it is what it is. About to move back on the next week now, and we're just gonna do better. So we're gonna see what next week end up leading to, and see what adjustments we can make. And even just if you guys pay attention to this, right, we got the break of this support right here, and then to come back and retest it as resistance. That was another thing. Like I should have just pointed. I should have just entered in up here like I was going to do in the first place. And if it would have, I should have just entered. I should have just entered. That's all it is. So I should have just entered, and whatever the CPI would have came out to be, like let's say the CPI came out better, or what it was predicted or projected to be when it came out, you know, it would have just stopped me out. Whatever. I would have been able to deal with that. But yeah. The market always give hints of what's about to happen before it actually happens. Okay, you guys pay attention here, it ended up breaking this support, and then yeah. So retesting as resistance. But those are the trades I ended up taking this week. Tough week. Tough week. Because most of these trades, I was right on direction, just bad time. Right trade, wrong time. That's all it was to it. So on to next week. Time to move on. Time to get better. And I'm gonna see y'all then, man.